The secrets of parables. What does the parable of the prodigal son tell us? Hello, dear viewers. Today we will delve into one of the most famous parables, the parable of the prodigal son. This story can change your understanding of forgiveness forever. It is full of deep meanings and lessons that are relevant even today.
Let's listen to the parable itself.
It goes like this. A certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, "Father, give me the portion of goods that falls to me." So he divided to them his livelihood. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, journeyed to a far country, and there wasted his possessions with prodigal living. But when he had spent all, there arose a severe famine in that land, and he began to be in want. Then he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine, and he would gladly have filled his stomach with the pods that the swine ate. And no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and will say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.' And he arose and came to his father. But when he was still a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you, and am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Bring out the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet. And bring the fatted calf here and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' And they began to be merry." This parable is full of symbolism and deep meanings. Let's talk a bit about the cultural context. In ancient times, asking for an inheritance was extremely inappropriate and could be perceived as a wish for the parent's death. This highlights the level of desperation of the prodigal son. The first lesson we can draw from this parable is the power of forgiveness. The father did not condemn his son for his actions. He welcomed him back with love and joy. This shows us that forgiveness is not just an act. It is a choice we make for the sake of love. Let's look at some examples from life. For instance, the story of a mother who forgave her son's murderer. These cases inspire us and show that forgiveness is possible even in the most difficult situations. The next important lesson is love. The father in the parable symbolizes divine love, which is unconditional and always ready to welcome us back. Regardless of our mistakes, divine love does not require conditions and is not measured by actions. It is always there even when we feel unworthy. Another important aspect is self-awareness. The prodigal son realized his mistakes only when he faced the consequences of his actions. I also went through difficult times when I had to confront my own mistakes. It was not an easy journey, but it taught me a lot. We should not forget about the older brother. He embodies those who may feel envy and dissatisfaction when they see others being forgiven. The older brother feels hurt and undervalued. This reminds us of how important it is to be attentive to our own feelings and emotions. Envy can destroy relationships. It is important to understand that everyone has the right to their successes and mistakes. When the prodigal son returns home, the father dresses him in the best clothes. This symbolizes a new beginning and the restoration of status. The feast in honor of the son's return symbolizes joy and celebration. It shows that every time someone returns to the right path, it is a reason for celebration. The prodigal son made the choice to leave his father. This is a lesson that we always have the freedom to choose, but it is important to remember the consequences of those choices. Every action we take has consequences. Sometimes we need to fall to understand how to rise again. The repentance of the prodigal son is an important step toward restoring his relationship with his father. It shows humility and a willingness to correct mistakes. How can we learn to forgive? Start by understanding the feelings of others and try to put yourself in their shoes. So, dear friends, the parable of the prodigal son teaches us important life lessons about forgiveness, love, and understanding. These principles can help us build stronger relationships with others and with ourselves. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like and leave a comment. Share your thoughts on the parable of the prodigal son. Also, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new engaging videos about the Bible. And be sure to check out our channel for other interesting stories and analyses. Thank you for watching. May each day be filled with love and forgiveness. Until next time.